Good morning, guys. You okay?
You
all right?
Very well, thanks. Very well indeed. How are you this morning?
Good. I'm good, thank you, mate. I'm good. Great to see you on here. Great to see your wallpaper, mate. I like your wallpaper.
Amazing.
Normally, that's the quickest ever, mate. Congratulations. Normally somebody breaks me in early with a "How are you? How are you feeling today, Ali?" before they nail me with the wallpaper, mate.
I'm just saying, I think it's lovely.
You've officially won the prize, mate. Listen, I want to ask you, I'm looking at perhaps I may suggest maybe not your best performance recently, not you personally, the team against West Ham. However, I'm looking at the results, Conor, right? Beat West Ham 1-0, 0-1 against Arsenal, 2-1, beat Leicester 2-1, Spurs 2-0, draw with Chelsea, Man United result, great victory. My point is, we were talking earlier on about the inconsistencies of a team like Spurs. However, look at your own team, and I mentioned it, there always seems to be a level of consistency in the performance. You're always in the games.
And it's been something the Gaffer spoke about, mate. The Gaffer spoke about it all season. I think early on this season we were a little bit inconsistent, and it was a massive part of how we wanted to play and what we wanted to do moving forward. Because I think we were speaking about the first couple of games of the season, we played really well and got no points, no goals, all them sorts of things. So it was kind of trying to find balance of where we wanted to be. And that's been a massive conversation, what we've been having all season, if I'm being honest, mate. So it's been big, but listen, the last two results for us, not necessarily the results, but the performances, especially against West Ham, haven't really been good enough from the standards we've set in the last few weeks. So it's important we learn a lot this week and then obviously take them to Palace on the weekend.
I want to ask you about a couple of the players that you're playing with this season as well. Pedro Neto, back after 10 months. Daniel Podence as well, getting described as how similar he looks to Eden Hazard at times as well. What are these players like to be around?
It's brilliant, Laura. It's brilliant. It's something where I think all season a lot of people spoke about it and gone, they've got such a short squad, they've got such a small squad, the same players are playing this sort of thing. Then all of a sudden, within the space of a week, we had 22 players on the training pitch and everybody was back and you kind of looked around and no one was really saying them things again. And it was exciting for us because we were training on the pitch next to us. There was obviously Neto, these sorts of players training, Chan, who we'd missed obviously for a few months as well. So to get these players back was massive for us, and it's huge going into the last few games of the season as well.
8th at the moment, and you've had some pretty big scalps this season, playing some football that is just really entertaining. Do you feel like what you're doing is going under the radar a little bit?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. I'll be honest, we don't really look at that. If we are, it's great. It's no problem at all. It's not something we really look at. But in terms of how we want to play, we listen to the manager a lot. We've changed. I think a lot of people will probably look at us and go, oh, well, they're still playing 5 at the back, or they're still playing 3 at the back. It's a similar Wolves to what it was before. And I can promise you now it's totally different because the manager's got totally different ideas. He wants to be a lot more aggressive and high up the pitch and have the ball a little bit more as well. So the way of playing is totally different, but that might be the case of going under the radar, but it's no real... We're not really bothered about that. We're quite happy with that and we'll just kick on with how we've been doing things.
Conor, is this the level now for Wolves season after season now, finishing in the top 6? Because there's a lot of teams that are after them positions, aren't there? Like even the likes of Everton, Leicester, Villa, that aren't really close to it now. They're going to come strong next season as well. So is that the least that Wolves expect now, top 6?
I'll be honest with you, mate. It's something where we don't sit at the start of the season and we go, oh, we want to finish here, or we want to do this, we want to do that. We take it a game at a time. It's what we've always done as a football club, as a team, as staff around the place. It's something we've always done. So we'd love to be in these positions each and every year. We didn't manage to do it last year, but again, this year we're doing okay and we're playing some good stuff and we are where we are. So it's not something we sit at the start of the season and say, oh, we want to finish there. But hopefully we can try and push and play as well and as good as we can, because like you said, the league is so tough, and you just mentioned teams there who you know at some point are going to kick on and go again. So we know how tough the league is, but it's up to us to keep on doing our jobs as much as we possibly can. But there's no real conversation to say, mate, that, oh, we want to finish here, or we want to do this, or we want to challenge this. It's kind of a game at a time mentality, and then we see where we end up.
You touched on it there, Conor. Look at the league being really tough and really close. Obviously, you had a sore one at the weekend there against West Ham. But is it the fact there's a little bit of inconsistency, whether it's United or certainly Spurs to a degree? You win your game in hand, and I think you're back in it, a couple of points behind West Ham. So there's nothing in it, and I'm guessing, stating the obvious, maybe you haven't given up the fourth spot.
Yeah, it's crazy when you think about it, because I think people look at a result like the weekend, and listen, we were the first ones as players, as a team, who weren't happy with it. As soon as we come in, we spoke as a team, we spoke as a unit in the changing room straight after the game to say it wasn't good enough from our own point of view. And then you think to yourself that we've been in the league for a good few years now, we understand the league. I think a lot of the players are experienced in the league, that there's 12, 13 games left, whatever it is, and you know there's going to be twists here, twists there. Not every team's going to go and win every single game of the season going into the last few. So you understand what it's like. We're experienced as players to understand what it's like. It's important we keep on doing our job. That's the most important thing. That's one thing that we can affect as footballers is what we do on the pitch for Wolverhampton Wanderers. It's important that we do that, and then everything else will take care of itself. But as long as we're looking after our own things, our own responsibilities on the pitch, we'll hopefully be okay.
I want to ask you about Jose Sarr because he's kept 9 clean sheets this season. Tell us about what kind of goalkeeper is and how good he could get. What level could he get to?
He's a character, a proper character. As you probably know that most keepers are, they're all a bit mad, aren't they? They're all a bit weird keepers, to be honest with you. And he's no different, believe me. He's a huge character. The big thing about it is, I think we all see how good of a goalkeeper he is. We see what he does, how he marches off his line, how high he is. And it helps us as a team, honestly, because we wanted to play a little bit higher and a little bit more aggressive this year. And what he brought to us has been amazing. But his character in the dressing room is huge. How loud he is, his personality and around the lads is absolutely fantastic as well.
It's not just the goalkeeper that keeps goals out the back of the net as well. Only Chelsea, Liverpool, City have conceded less than Wolves this season. And you guys, the defenders, are part of that as well. So tell me what it's like in marshalling that back line and who you're playing alongside.
Oh, I love it first and foremost. I love it. I've loved it ever since I joined the club. But we've got a real togetherness. We've got a real sense of togetherness within the team. And we do a lot of work. We've got one of the assistants is Carlos. He's played for Middlesbrough and Forest in the past. And we do a lot of work with him on the training pitch every single day. We'll do a lot of unit work in terms of just defenders on their own and where we want to do and how we want to do things going into the game on the weekend. And he's been fantastic for the boys. But I think it's just a mentality thing of learning new things, listening to the manager as much as we can to try and improve. And it's something we're proud of. But I think before Arsenal, we were higher than that. Now we've dropped a little bit, so we'd like to try and get back to being up there a little bit more, to be honest, yeah.
How difficult was that last-minute goal against Arsenal?
Not just the last-minute goal. The first goal we conceded as well was sloppy from our point of view. I think people look at it and go, it was a good goal from Arsenal, but we look at it from our own point of view. I mentioned about our own responsibilities, and it was poor from our own point of view. And we've done so well in the game. We scored early. We scored a good goal early, and I think we reduced the having shots and different things, and we're doing okay. So to concede the first one, but then obviously, as you're probably aware, the goal in the last minute is absolutely horrible to take. I think we've all been involved in them, and it was a tough one to take, and it was important we bounced back. We never managed to do it, so we've got a massive week ahead of us now, yeah.
Conor, I wanted to ask about England because over the last few years I've heard a lot of the players that have been in squads say about how they love going, how everyone's together, there's no cliques. You know, squads that I went to, I found it very cliquey. Players didn't really want to go because, you know, you felt like if you wasn't at the top 3 or 4 clubs, you know, you're sort of sitting on your own, sort of not part of the squad. What's it like now with like when you got into the squad and with new players that come in? Is it a lot better now, yeah?
Yeah, first and foremost, mate, I can't speak more highly of what it was like when I first went there because the way the lads welcomed you, the way the staff welcomed you, the atmosphere that the staff create there is absolutely incredible. And everybody's desperate to go. Everyone that I speak to in English is desperate to go. And I think if you miss out at any point, I think you're absolutely gutted. And I think that just goes to show the standard that the staff have set, the players have set, the welcome that you get, and the camaraderie that it is when you go there because everyone wants to spend time with each other. You don't want to spend. I hate spending time in my room. I'll be honest with you, I hate it. So I'm trying to pull people out of my room left, right, and centre to have a bit of a coffee and that. So everyone wants to try and get out the room and just have a bit of a social. Do you know what I mean? So it's absolutely brilliant when you go. And like I said, I can't speak more highly of first and foremost the staff, but the players as well with the atmosphere that they create there. It's fantastic, yeah.
Conor, we could speak to you all day. Thank you. Yeah. It's always really great to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
You've got to go and get involved in training. So thanks so much. Wish your team the best of luck as well for the rest of the season. Thank you.
Good luck, mate.
Will do. Thank you. All the best. All the best.
Speak to you again very soon. Our thanks there to Wolves captain Conor Coady.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods. Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.